Well, that's a pretty good load. The grapple bucket doesn't work so great for tossing wood into it, but I suppose if I angled it up it would hold a little more. But this is pretty good, so we'll take that and try to dump this and then come in here and get some more of this stuff. These old dead trees, you know, when these limbs and stuff come off, they hit the ground and they just shatter. The little branches, the bark, just goes flying everywhere. Trashiest dang thing you ever saw. So I'll probably get the rake out and rake some of this off and, you know, throw it in the bucket or make a pile, and that'll work out a little better. Close my bucket. Clean her up a little. To go the long way around because my normal route to get back to the brush pile is through an area that's mostly dirt, and after that rain we had last night it's mostly mud, so I didn't want to chew that all up, make big ruts and get my tractor all dirty. This works out a lot better. This grass back here, it recovers real fast, so. Plus, like I said, I'm mowing it with my A farm all, and that mower on it will mow down saplings, so it's pretty tough. And it can smooth out any chunks of dirt I might throw up or anything that's not entirely level. It'll level it. But anyway, this is a rural life, folks. You know, I mean, you got a grove like this, you're gonna have trees that have bad limbs. You're gonna have trees get hit by straight line winds like we did last night. And you know, it ain't like the suburbs, because speaking as somebody who's lived in the suburbs, you got houses and trees and buildings that slow those winds down, and it takes something like a tornado to really do damage. But out here you're exposed. As you can look, we live in the Missouri River Valley here, and it's flat as a board for miles. I can see for miles. I can see people coming to the house 2 miles before they get here. And I don't know, something comforting about that. Always enjoyed, you know, having these views. When big storms pile up and you get a big front coming in, it's just the most awesome sight. See those clouds rolling at you like a big wall. And, you know, when the storm's coming, you can see a wall of rain coming at you. Like last night, I saw the straight line winds coming at us across the CRP over here. You could just see them, and when they hit, that's what took down this big limb. Well, actually 2 big limbs came off of that tree. But as I said before, I kind of like it because it doesn't threaten my one power line now that brings power into the farm, and that's a comfort. So I thought for sure we were going to lose our power line one of these days. The best thing is that big tree over there that I was sawing up. It came down in 2 big trunks, but my wife spotted that after one of the last windstorms, that tree had split right down the middle. And I'm thinking that if we hadn't cut it down last weekend like we did, this straight line wind that hit us last night would have put that right into my Morton building, and that Morton building wouldn't have took it. It would have caved. I could have had water damage on a lot of expensive equipment in there. So, you know, thank goodness Becky noticed that, and that and we didn't have a problem. So, all right, back to piling wood. Now we'll try that, see if that works better. Stuff looks heavy, but it's not, because it's dead, dried out. Sitting up there in the tree, just waiting to have a big wind knock it down. All this little stuff I really hate, man. Most of this big stuff cleaned up. Or if I can get this in here. Yeah, it's a little heavier. Yeah. That. There we go. Good enough. And maybe one more. Now we'll hit it with the crushing jaws of power. Kubota makes nice tractors if you know how to run them and know how to take care of them. I guess that's probably goes for any tractor. Take care of it. But I particularly like this one. I like the cab. It's real quiet actually. I got a radio here I can turn on, and thinking about replacing the radio with something that'll handle Bluetooth so I can listen to my songs on my iPhone. But yeah, it's got a nice speaker system, comforts of home. Ride in the seat is just okay. I mean, if you're on rough ground, you're gonna know it's rough ground because these tractors don't have a suspension. But seat takes a lot of it out. If I had an air ride seat, it'd probably be better. Now be careful. I have a brush guard, but it's not the best, and you can poke a stick or something through the front. Nice thing is the only thing up there is the battery, but if you did it real bad, I guess you could get all the way through the radiator. The biggest worry I have is running around in these sticks and stuff. The tractor has pretty good clearance, but underneath is where it's most vulnerable. It has a guard on the right hand side below to protect all the hydraulics, but the hydraulics hang under the right hand side of the cab, and then under the left hand side of the cab is my plastic diesel fuel tank. And guys that have had problems, that's where they've had some of the problems, is sticks getting up in there and, you know, breaking hydraulic lines, you know, punching a hole in the gas tank or the fuel tank. Yeah, it's just, you know, you gotta be careful. It's not a tank, you know, it ain't like a armored vehicle or something. It's a utility tractor, and you want to be careful, you know, the terrain that you're running it through. I've dug stumps with it and stuff. I bent one of the points on the front of my grapple bucket, and I need to bend that back and weld it. Folks that made the grapple bucket, they skimped on some of the welds. They did some, they didn't do full welds on some of the reinforced teeth up in the front, so I'm gonna probably take a welder to that one of these days and see what I can do. Let's see if we can grab this big log on this other side. Not chewing my yard up too bad. Kind of open me up to maybe grabbing some of this other stuff. All right, I'm gonna grab it. No, not quite. Let's see if I can get this other grabber on it. There we go. Down a little. Grab it. There we go. We got her. Alright. I don't think that's going in. Whoop. I don't think that's going anywhere. This here, it's a nice piece of firewood. That'll help keep my bonfire going whenever I light it. Problem is, this other tree that we cut down was mostly alive. So a lot of the wood I have in my pile right now is green wood, and needs to sit there for a month or so and dry out. get to the point where it'll burn good. I mean, if I throw enough diesel fuel on there, it'll burn, but I'd like things just to kind of dry a little bit and burn a little easier. We've been under burn bans for so long. I just hope that some of this rain keeps up so it stays moist and I can burn this thing in a couple of months. So invariably what happens to me is I'll have another tree I need to take down, or we'll have another storm and we'll make another burn pile, and end up with too many doggone burn piles. Yeah, where are we gonna drop this thing? Yeah, hopefully it'll drop right there. There we go. See if I can squish her down a little. Yeah, that'll work. Oh yeah. Yeah, that'll work perfect. This is working out okay. Well, it's turned into a nice day. I don't think we've got a huge chance of rain. So some of this is gonna dry out for me. Just have to take the side-by-side around and pick up some of these limbs. The garden's looking okay. I think that made it through just fine. Let's see, I got some of it. I don't like the way that one is. Yeah, I'll just back up. Do it the manual way. Yeah, see that?